Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing Kayo on Breeze. By the time this is uploaded, my second one should already be out, so let me know if you found that useful. And after this, I'm going to plan to do Icebox and Sunset, so let's get right into it. I'm going to firstly start this segment just by explaining the basics of Kayo Util and like what you want to do. It's kind of similar to Ascent, like you want to use your knife to really gain that early info if you're defending, and obviously you want to use mollies to stop pushes and plants and whatnot. Like let's say your Viper pulled off here and they're planning here, you can easily just throw a molly to delay them. And with the flash, I want to just explain some of the kind of physics and distances. So standing still, it's about 25 meters the flash goes, as you can see if you flash it. It'll, like obviously a little bit higher, it'll kind of pop like about 6 meters higher, it'll kind of pop perfectly around yellow. If I'm running back, it'll decrease by 10 meters, so let's say like I'm running back to here, like it'll kind of land in. Running forwards, it'll be about 35 centimeters, so let's say, not centimeters, meters, so let's say I'm running forwards, that'll pop perfectly out of doors, like just around here kind of thing. So that's why you don't really need too many lineups. Obviously you'll get like a little bit more of a sort of feel for the flash once you've obviously mastered the maps you need, like what distances you can throw. You can kind of make your own lineups. Like let's say I kind of want to flash like around this pyramid, I can just wait if it's 25 meters a little bit. Like if I want to do a little bit higher, it'll kind of pop perfectly there kind of thing, just for my team or whatever. Like someone could peek off that flash really well. So that's kind of how I want to go. So kind of adopt that into your own games, so you don't need as many like lineup flashes. But some lineup flashes are really good, so we'll still be showing you some. And yeah, so with Kayo, I usually prefer to kind of play him on A because I like my Viper or my Cypher if I have either of them to play B. And just an easy flash you can do for a teammate to peek off. It's just kind of like where the barrier roughly is, should be around like here, like just around here. Just want to kind of aim like around this sort of region here and just left click through. As you can see, it perfectly pops over this box and it's like a really good flash for your teammates to peek off. A similar one you can do for sort of around B. If I'm not mistaken, this one works pretty well and it kind of pops perfectly there, so your teammate can peek off that. But you don't obviously need to use these like lineups every round. I would say just once per half is enough. If you think they're gonna push A at the start of a round, you can instantly kind of like play aggressive. And on pistol, usually teams will like kind of gravitate towards A to avoid the Cypher, especially because if they don't have a Sova, you know, like they're probably not gonna be able to break the Cypher trips, because most Sovas buy like light shield and drone instead of 2 shocks and a ghost on attack. So you can actually catch a lot of people off guard and win your pistols if you communicate with your duelist properly for that. And the way you can kind of like use the rest of your kit is obviously you can kind of like flash around the store to cut some of the util out. But you can do that, but if you don't want to do that and you want to kind of like use your other flash, once maybe your jet got 1 or 2 picks and they still hit the site, you can kind of maybe like imagine it's a Viper wheel, kind of like right click your way out of the Viper wall and maybe like go for 1 or 2. That could be huge for you. You know, like you can do it from both sides if you want. Like Viper wall could be like around here, this kind of area, and kind of come here, and you can kind of just like flush high so you get the boxes as well. Maybe pre-fire someone there, get out with your life. If you get that kill, that's probably gonna win you around, to be honest. But like, you just have to get really creative on KO. Sometimes you can play really aggressively, and you can also switch your play styles a lot. And obviously, I prefer to use my mollies for kind of retaking on KO, because most teams on Breeze will have a Yoru or a Jet, one of the two, and Yoru can kind of TP and Jet can updraft, so your molly kind of will become useless. But you can use your molly if you have another teammate playing with you and they're ready for the Yoru to TP or the Jet to updraft, because that kind of isolates that fight and it could make it like a 5v4 for you, you know? Obviously you can use it to delay like a plan if they're planning default, or if they're planning here, you can kind of throw it here as well. Obviously you can ping it, this is going to be walled off anyway most likely, so you don't have to worry about, you know, people being able to see. And yeah, you can obviously use the flash technique I showed you, just like with the about 35 meters, whatever, 25, you can kind of like increase the height a little bit, like 6 meters over, and pop like a perfectly good pop flash over that pyramid, have someone peek of it. It's up to you how supportive you want to be. For those of you that are watching and are in like a really like a low elo, I don't really recommend playing Kayo too much supportively, because like it's very unlikely your teammates are going to be able to shoot back. So I would mainly just stick to playing duelist in those ranks. But if you do really want to kind of main KO, or you want to play KO to rank up and you're stubborn on that, you can do it, but I recommend playing a bit more aggressive in that case if you're in a lower rank. But in a higher rank, like, these support flashes will help your team out a lot. You can win a lot of rounds off them. I'll say anything like above Immortal, these flashes will be good. But below, like, it's a 50-50 coin flip whether your teammates will be able to use them or not. And obviously you do want to be coming all the time on this agent too if you're playing these flashes out. You got to make sure your synergy with your duelist is good. And yeah, I'm going to show you how I would kind of go about playing mid and B, even though I don't normally do so, and then we'll go on to the attack rounds. Yeah, again for mid, like, there's kind of 3 spots you can play. Here, I wouldn't really peek. I mean, you can kind of like, if you're going to throw a flash, I'd recommend you throw like very vertical, like this for yourself, or you'll play A and support your teammate from that double doors peak. Nest is kind of the worst place you can play, to be honest, if you're in K. Like, all you can really do is throw a knife down. But tunnel's pretty good. Like, you can maybe like throw like a little like running flash over here or not, or you can have your teammate peek of it. You can kind of do like a similar thing here to, like, you can throw a few pop flashes. Do you remember the distance rule I told you as well? Just kind of like try and aim it like around like this kind of high, and you can run and gun, like, not run and gun, run and throw. That's kind of hard to play mid, to be honest. I wouldn't really do too much. Obviously you can like maybe throw a knife, like it goes a little bit deeper. I kind of like to aim a little bit for this pole and do like a little jump throw with it, and it kind of scans everything you need it to. As I said, I don't like to play nest, and elbow on K is kind of bad, like, to be honest. Like, you could like do a few weird flashes, like you could like kind of flash like this, or you could like maybe throw like a little flash on top of this box that just you won't have to dodge at all if you want to like push it. But I don't really ever recommend pushing, like. But if you want to kind of come out a little bit, obviously you can kind of like do like a little like, maybe a little bit higher actually. You kind of do like a little running back fadeaway kind of flash for your team. But it kind of depends. It's a bit risky. I wouldn't really like to do that unless like they fully kind of walled your mid off or whatever, and you know they're not going to peek you. But yeah, I'm going to show you how to do B now. For B, there's not really too much you can do. I mean, you can kind of knife from here if you wanted to, just like that. It's not too bad at the start of a round. But if you want to do like a little aggressive pop flash, just like kind of aim your crosshair here, not here, because if you do it there, if you do it too low on this wall, it gets like trapped. But you can kind of like do it here. You can do like a little aggressive flash. I wouldn't really do it too much though, because I think your util is better elsewhere. I think K is really important for retaking. So yeah, that's kind of how I play B. I don't really have a lot of it, like other stuff for B, because we're mainly going to be positioned around this A side of the map anyway, to be honest with you. So yeah. So for attacking on B, I mean, you can start by kind of just like knifing kind of any way you want. I don't really care to use lineups, to be honest, because you could just kind of just peek and knife like this, and it'll get like all of that corner, or you can do it like a little bit closer, and it gets like everything you need. You know, K is like a really big counter to like any Sentinel in this game yet again, so you know, the Cypher or the Viper will be playing on B, one of the two, and you can quickly just, you know, disarm all their utility, and I'll literally help you get the freest entrance into sight in the game. And for flashes, like, it's kind of hard on this site to like do too many crazy creative flashes, because obviously this wall is so big. I mean, you can kind of like do a little jump flash. You know, I think you can just throw it upwards as well, and it should get like most of it. If you jump flash, it will get like anything like above here, and anyone looking will get flashed by it. So you can do that kind of flash. But yeah, and you can like right click flash, like if they've got like a Viper pit up here, you can right click flash and your Jet or Yoru can TP out, and you can just take sight like that. That's kind of how I would take B, to be honest. Obviously you can kind of like molly like around this back like wall here, because this is a very common angle people like to play and hide. Or you can molly by the wall as well. You know, on post plant, you can obviously save your molly for that. Oh yeah, and another tip as well for the molly. This molly and Killjoy mollies are exactly the same. So if you go back on my Ascend video and you look at any of the Killjoy mollies that I used, you can replicate them pretty easily with the Kayo molly as well. And that goes for split and all of that too. It's super free. So yeah. But if you want to switch it up, there is a flash you can do for elbow, and it's a really simple one. You kind of just like glide yourself along this wall and just aim your flash like really high, like so, and it just kind of pops like right over this box, and like someone can easily peek of it, and you can kind of like flash anyone from nest, anyone holding from here, obviously anyone holding from any of this area as well. And you can easily just take this angle. It's super easy to do that flash. It's like a lot easier to kind of do that at flash elbow. As I said, there's already too many crazy pop flashes you can do for B. Like, yeah, you could just throw it high like that. But that's like kind of the only one I could think of, to be honest. Like, obviously you can kind of do like a little like flash over here, like this, for your jet to dash in off. And you can do like a little running one, just into backside if you want. But to do those kind of flashes, like you just have to kind of like go refer to the earlier part of the video where I talked about the distance of the Kayo flash, and just be creative with it, honestly. So for mid, as I said, you kind of just need to know the physics of the flash for this. But you can kind of just aim up here and just throw, and that will literally get everything on mid. Super good flash tech. Obviously with your knife, you can like just knife the nest for your team. You could knife like here for your team. Obviously you don't have to peek out, you can kind of just knife it like this. If you want to do a little pop flash for door, don't do that, aim it a bit higher. And you can just aim it like that or whatever. That'll pop flash everyone going door. Kind of warn your teammates where it's gonna be from. No, if you take mid and you wanna end up like flashing like door or whatever, you know, just ping it, whatever, just aim. I'll flash anyone like nest and by this door. Okay, I mean, you can literally take and scale any space mid just off those flashes alone. Now, let me try and perfect this flash actually. Get like a little bit closer and do one of these. Okay, I'm not doing it high enough, but yeah, that's perfect. Okay, just come like around here, aim like at this middle dot, and just left click. And that's just me making a lineup on the fly, but you can kind of just do it if you know how to work a Kayo flash. Every time now, that's gonna work, and if I'm a bit further back, I could just run and it will work like the same. So yeah, easy to just make all these kind of lineups and those kind of adjustments on Kayo. Just have to feel it out, play the agent, get used to it a bit more. I don't really play him too much, but yeah, I might start playing him a little bit more. But I mainly kind of play duelist and whatnot in ranked because I just find it easier to impact the game. But if you want to play a bit of Kayo, you can do. I think the 4 maps I'm going to do are going to be really good for him, and I'm going to show you how to just do a few pop flashes on A, and then we'll wrap up. So for A, yet again, I mean, it's just about kind of knowing what you want to do. But I mean, you could like knife close just to detect anyone if they're going to play close, and lots of people like to flash it, so if you instantly just knife it, that's going to kind of disable any util they got. And if you want like a little pop flash, I believe if you just aim around here, it'll just be an instant flash just across that box. And again, for the other flashes, you can just kind of like aim it wherever you want, really, like take your pick, you know. If you want like around there, whatever. If you want to flash from around there, you can kind of like run and throw it. Same thing with here. Just kind of know the physics of the flash, it'll really help you. But yeah, the main pop flash you're going to be using for A is just kind of like this one, like just around here. Super good flash, literally flashes everything you need, and you'll just easily be able to take this out, like from this alone. Obviously, again, another tip for Kayo, you don't want to be playing Kayo as like a solo initiator, you want to be playing in paired with another initiator. So on this map, you want to be rocking usually a Sova and a Kayo. On Icebox, I would say Sova and Kayo is optimal again, if not Gecko and Kayo. Sunset, you can have any agent like with Kayo, to be honest. Usually would be Gecko and Kayo, but you can run like a Fade or Breach if you wanted to, and I think they'll be completely fine as well if in ranked. But yeah, you always want to be rocking Kayo with another initiator, because like just a snipe alone isn't like enough info to like fully take a site. You know, if you're in a lower elo, maybe you could play solo initiated KO, but that's just because everyone's bad in that relay, to be honest with you, in the nicest way possible. But once you're climbing the ranks, like, KO won't be enough, and people will eventually figure out your flashes and work out the timings of when you're using them, and they'll be able to like counter you pretty easily. And if you don't have like any dart or gecko flash or steady mollies or wingman or whatever, anything else to clear them out info wise, you're gonna be pretty screwed in the game, to be honest. It's not gonna go well, you're gonna be pretty fucked. So yeah, I would kind of just make sure you're rocking to initiators when playing with KO, to be honest. So with that, guys, that'll be the end of the video. If you found it useful, please leave a like and subscribe. I do have 2 more KO guides on the way, but do let me know if you want to see it on any other map. I'm sure I can work something out to help you guys play them. But yeah, Sunset and Icebox up next. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.